Hi, I'm AirBoss Dan from Pro Clima. I'm today with Pricewise Insulation and we're going to talk about how to install a weather resistive barrier from Pro Clima. What we need is a Solitex Extasana membrane, the Orkin Classic adhesive, a hammer, plenty of staples, a good staple gun, the right tape, and last but not least, need a broom because we have to clean the floor first before we start working. So important is to clean because we have to stick the membrane later on to the floor, and if it's dusty and dirty we stick to the dust and we won't have full adhesion to the subsurface, so that's why cleaning is so important. And after cleaning, get a hammer, get rid of protrusions and sharp corners because they might damage your membrane. In order to install the membrane properly, we have to mark the install height of the membrane so we can follow step-by-step the installation methods which are required by Pro Clima. We're going to mark the height of 1.47. I'll do the left on the right side to get the membrane straight and install. To install the membrane, just hold the membrane at the mark and use staples. So the next step is to pull the membrane taut. So you want the membrane nice and taut for good install. And use another 5-6 staples. Now we go to the middle. We're going to pull down the membrane to create a V shape. And now you see the V shape. It's already perfect and wrinkle free. So now we have to do the corners. So we go over, we pull the corner taut diagonal. The same you're going to do on the other side. Pulling it taut diagonal to the right bottom corner. And now you have a perfect install wall. So now you want to fix the membrane here also, because that makes the membrane stronger. Important is that you staple diagonal, because you want to distribute the stress over the whole width of the staple. Here the stress is just sitting here on the corner, and on the lifetime this will be difficult. So after we cut the membrane, we install it into the corner. I always use the press fix as a help tool. Just hold it and squeeze it in the corner. And as you can see here, I'm working the triangle again for the same install quality. Now I just work into the corner. So again, I use the press fix to press the membrane into the corner. After I finish detailing the corner, we have the overlap. I have to fill up this piece. It is important to staple the membrane behind the overlap. Of course, it will make taping later on much easier. Next step is, now we have to push the membrane into the corner. I use the press fix again. And you fix the membrane behind the overlap also, because now this install is nice and taut. After we beautifully wrap the bottom part, we're going to continue to go to the top part. This time we're going to work bottom up. I won't work from the roll, I'm just going to cut off a piece and just work with the membrane itself without the roll. So you start from this line and run up. After we finish the top here, we're going to staple the overlaps on the bottom, so we're ready for taping. Before taping, brush any dust off to allow maximum adhesion of the tape. To finish the continuous layer of the weather resistive barrier, we have to tape the overlaps. So you stick the tape into the corner where you start, and straight away you use the press fix tool to apply the tape and pressure activate it. It is important to go back and double check that you really activate the glue, and using the press fix again. To finish the continuous layer of the weather resistive barrier, we now have to seal it to the concrete floor. First step, you definitely have to press the membrane into the corner using an Orkin liquid adhesive glue. and apply a bead 6 to 8 millimeter. Important part is that you don't press it flat. You use your 2 fingers and you run your fingers over the beads, and the bead you can see is between my fingers. So don't press it flat. The glue will dry underneath and it will be highly elastic, and this is how you do a durable connection. And this is how you install the Pro Clima system. I hope you found it helpful. See you next time.